What's up, y'all? Today we're here with the Model S Plaid. You can see the beautiful blue on the cream. We've had it for about 6 months now, 8,000 miles. I'm here to basically tell you if I like this car or not, because people will talk about it and they'll just maybe ride in it once, or you know, with the Yoke, they'll use it once or maybe not even use it. They're just gonna start hating on it. But it's like, until you live with it, you don't really know if it's a good car or not. Again, it's a $150,000 car. Is it worth the money? So honestly, the styling of this car is really cool. I love how it looks. The headlights are super cool. You know, you got that little Tesla T in the front. The blue really pops, okay? So I normally like to wrap my stuff. You can see in the back, there's a little bit of a salmon thing over there, but the blue is really, really nice. The headlights, you know, they got that little LED thing going on over here. The headlights are kind of old though. You know, it's been like that on the Model S for a minute.
Stop hating.
If we go over to the back real quick, you can see it has that plaid badge that everybody likes. I like the badge. You like the badge?
Oh, I love the badge. I love the badge.
Yeah, you can see that plaid badge. That's how you know you don't get gapped. I don't care what you have a Bugatti, whatever. This thing will take care of it. You can see the carbon fiber spoiler. That thing's super nice, super slick. The taillights, these are the new taillights. This is like the refresh Model S Plaid. I think they're pretty cool. You know, they're LED, they're pretty strong. Haven't got rear-ended yet. You can see there's also a black diffuser over here. The black diffuser is actually pretty sick. I don't think the older Model S's have that. And you can see we have the new charge port, that big ass thing. But the wheels are nice. These are the 21-inch arachnids, and it has those summer tires, the PS4S tires with Olive Boy over here.
Olive Boy likes the tires.
He's in the street though. We need to get him out the street. That's for sure. But these are really, really good sticky tires. Actually, if you guys pay attention over here on this quarter panel, you can see all these rock chips, because those tires are just so sticky and wide that they're just gonna get destroyed. So again, only 8,000 miles on this thing. And the fact that this quarter panel pretty much is already torn up tells you how sticky them tires are.
Sticky.
But you can see we have the key right here. This is that Model S key and the Model X key. So basically, if you don't have this, you're kind of a peasant. You probably drive a Model 3 or a Y.
Or a Camry.
Or a Nah, they got car keys though.
Right.
We don't have car keys.
Those old things.
But yeah, the key's pretty cool. I mean, I don't really be using it often, but you can see like, it kind of looks like the car. So here, if I go ahead and press the double tap on the front, it opens the Frunk.
Oh!
So you can see the Frunk is kind of massive. See how big this thing is? But bro, what is this? This is a $150,000 car. Why is it doing this?
Oh, come on, don't hate. You gotta have the suspension springs.
Bro, what?
Do your research.
Why does it need suspension springs in the Frunk? I don't know.
Because what if you drive with it open?
Then bro.
What if I'm going 0 to 60 with the, you know, I like to have a little top open.
See, that's a great point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
now I'm gonna move on to over here. Why are there cutouts here? Like, they're just so random. This kind of looks janky.
Aerodynamic if you drive with this up.
That's true. So I guess if you guys be driving with your Model S Plaid and the hood is up, then this will make a lot of sense because it creates downforce. But aside from that, you know, everybody be talking about like, oh, the frunk space on the Teslas are huge. This is kind of small. I mean, it's available, but like, what's going on back here? They could have made this entire thing a frunk, right? With those people's logic.
Technically, you're right.
So like, you could probably put some groceries and stuff here. We never be using it just because we don't be buying groceries. All our money goes towards a car payment. Another thing would be like, this thing isn't automatic like the trunk. You gotta like open and close it with like your hand.
Like a peasant.
Yeah, and it's like 150 grand. Why am I doing the labor myself?
Good point.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. The car is unlocked already, so I can't really unlock. Oh, actually, it is locked. You can see that, and then I double tap again, and it unlocks. So it's really cool that the door handles just pop out. They normally sit recessed. If I lock the car, then you can go ahead and open the door. If we actually go over to the trunk real quick, you can do the same thing where you just double tap on the rear of the car, and it opens. Okay, it just closed. Let me just do that again. It opens automatically. Now see, this is how it should be in the front. I got this car in like July. It's still missing everything in the trunk. There's supposed to be something up here. There's supposed to be something over here. It's not there.
It's supposed to basically cover all this open part, right? Similar to like the Model 3?
Exactly, just like the Model 3. But hey, they might have done it so you think that there's more space in the trunk.
That's a fact.
The perception would be there's more storage. So I could see what Tesla's doing with that. But yeah, I mean, the trunk's cool. I feel like there's a lot of space. You could put a lot of stuff back here for, what is this, a sedan? Like the 5 Series?
Super sedan.
Super sedan, yeah. I mean, I approve of the space. I will say that. And then there's a button over here for if you want to like close the trunk. Don't, watch out, watch out. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, the trunk closes, but that's pretty much it for like the exterior of the car. It's a super slick looking car. You can see we got the moonroof on top. But let's sort of get into the inside and let's see if I like the inside or not.
Alright guys, before we discuss the interior, we gotta just be real. I know we broke it down, you know, gave you bits and pieces, but let's just be real. This thing is sexy. This thing is all out sexy. If James Bond was really pushing a whip, come on, bro. Or really, no, forget James Bond. It's like the Batmobile, but like modern day, a little EV Batmobile. Look at it. It's long and it's wide. Long and wide.
What?
It's not your run-of-the-mill Tesla, bro. I'll be honest. I like the length, I like the width, and overall, it just looks so sexy.
That's what she said about the width and the length.
That's what I said.
Oh, never mind.
Alright, you guys, so let's get to the nitty-gritty. Interior, obviously the first thing everyone's gonna notice is this beautiful steering wheel. The steering wheel is juicy, like we gotta just keep it a stack. I love the Yoke steering wheel. It's so easy to get used to. I mean, the only thing you miss out on is you don't get to like sit like this, you're not twisting like that, you know, it's a little bit different. But I feel like when you're in any Tesla, the whole thing, you're in a full-on experience. So it's a blast to drive. I have no issues with the steering wheel. I like all the buttons. One thing though, is the horn is on here. So like there's no pressing of a horn, right?
That's a little weird.
There has been times where I'm trying to use these, or I'm just turning the car, and then my thumb will brush over the horn, and now I'm just honking at someone for no reason. Also, for rentals, I'm wiping down the steering wheel, and I end up honking at the person in front of me as I'm just trying to do a quick wipe down. But I mean, not really anything that's an issue. You just kind of get used to having all these buttons on the steering wheel. The blinkers does take time to get used to, because they're usually used to swiping at something, right? But in this case, you're just pressing the blinker buttons. Those are things that take a little time to get used to, but they're not really a deal breaker. One thing, I'm gonna be honest, everyone that hates on the Yoke steering wheel is like, it's rarely anyone that actually owns a car with a Yoke steering wheel, just because like
They just be looking at pictures.
but also that is a little biased, because obviously if you bought the car, you're not gonna buy it and not like the steering wheel, because that's like a big draw of the car, the uniqueness.
People be doing that though.
But bro, most people that actually drive it, they like it, because you get so used to it so easily, and
That's true.
you're at this position most of the time because your elbow is very comfortable here, so you do lose out on a little bit of swag. Let's be real, because now you can't, you know what I'm saying, throw the arm back, be sitting like that. A little bit of swag, but when you're going 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds, that's all the swag you need.
1.5.
For 1.5, 1.4 even on a good day. If I don't have Chargego's big ass in here, I could go 1.4.
Yeah,
I promise you. So past that, we have a heads-up display on here, which you don't get in the other Teslas. Low tire pressure, ignore it. I just got it back from a booking, you know. By the way, also, if you see any dust in here, it's because I just got it back from a booking. Don't judge.
I don't see any dust.
Exactly, right? There's no dust. We'll saturate it out. So heads-up display is very cool. Like it. It shows you your speed, whereas the other ones, you got to see it on the screen. We got this big old juicy screen. Let me take it off our location, but you do see we are in beautiful Los Angeles, California. I love the screen, bro. It's huge. It's way bigger than any of the other ones. Well, not any of them, because all you see the Model X. But yeah, huge screen. The quality on this one is definitely a pretty good step ahead of the standard Model 3. But the Model 3 already starts out with a really good screen quality. So I think honestly it might also just be product of having a bigger screen, so it makes it appear like the graphics are just better. But I will say on the map it for sure is apparently better, just off looking at it.
It looks like a TV.
It's a fucking TV. It's no doubt it's a TV. So other things on the interior, the doors are just beautiful. We have the cream interior on this one. So just all the leather, all this, well, I'm sorry, leather. Wait, catch me, leather. It looks beautiful. I mean,
Is it not leather?
You think it's real leather?
Probably.
Fuck no.
I mean, it's 150 grand. It better be real leather.
Yeah, it should be. I don't know. I don't think so, honestly. But either
Actually,
way,
I think it's vegan.
vegan leather. Yeah, it's vegan leather, you guys.
Yeah.
We don't even support that type of stuff, so of course it's vegan leather on the channel. It comes with carpet floor mats, unlike the Model 3s, which came with no floor mats. Only thing with that is I have to work a little harder when I'm vacuuming out the car, getting it ready for bookings. Cream interior. I really like the carbon fiber. The carbon fiber is pretty horny. I know a dude with the same in Tesla who actually added carbon fiber trim to his interior. This one actually comes with it, and I also like this little silver. I like that a lot.
I was gonna say my carbon fiber is fake. This is real.
Yeah, I was talking about you.
Oh.
I was subbing you actually. I was sneak dissing. So now, before we get to the screen, I want to get to this compartment. This is one of my favorites. Obviously, this one, big space. Someone left a water bottle in there. That's fucked up. Ah, he had the cardboard box of water. That's losers, bro.
Broke
Okay,
boys.
this is probably one of the best compartments. So. First of all, the finish, beautiful when it's just here. Now, boom, now I'm thirsty. Let me get it right there. Boom, I'm thirsty. Now, boom, I have a little extra storage. Now, you know what? Forget about these. We're in Los Angeles, very dangerous. What I really need, boom, the blicky box. Stop playing with him. Look at the depth of this box. Sorry, a little high-end wall in there. Ignore that. It goes all the way to over here. So that's under where these chargers are. See where the chargers are at? That's literally under there. So it has a lot of depth and a lot of space in here
That's
to
deep.
keep items like the blicky. There's just a lot of great storage there. But also the cool part is it's almost like a hidden compartment that no one will know about. Hey, officer, I have this, I have that. What do you mean? They're not going to go, oh, does these peel apart? They don't know the Tessie like that. It's an exclusive club. They're driving Chargers and Ford Explorers. They don't know what time it is. You got to be safe,
This could be like a narc car then. Just move dope and stuff in here.
Yeah. That's how you afford the car too. Pays for itself.
You think Elon moves dope?
Elon is for sure moving dope.
Like a side hustle.
Now, onto the screen and features of the screen, past just the navigation, everyone knows that. Cool things are suspension, or let's just go one by one. Pedals and steering. Oh, who put it in sport? This is why you don't let randoms drive your car. So, plaid mode, you got all these options. Drag strip mode is a vibe. I'm sure you guys have seen us going 0 to 60 in 1 second. That's through drag strip mode. Drag strip mode is awesome. You click it, and your car starts it takes a few minutes, but the thing is, you don't have to be stopped to do that. I used to think you did. You click it, and you go on with your day, and it'll let you know when the car is ready to launch. Another cool thing is, after you've launched once, you can keep launching over and over again. I mean, until you drain your battery or whatever, but you can keep launching. It's not a one-time launch, and then you gotta let it recoup again. Recuperate again. Yeah, the battery is already preconditioned, so it's not going to lose its conditioning. Now, suspension. Let's stop the bullshit. Look at the suspension data. No one knows what that means, except for ChargeGo, perhaps.
Nah, I really don't.
Yeah, well, 28
it's
millimeters.
Like a bunch of numbers and
20.
stuff.
You feel the vibes.
I got 20 millimeters.
Yeah, okay. And then here we have the oh, look. Active dampening or suspension dampening, you have comfort, auto, and sport. We will put that in sport because we are not pussies. You also got advanced. I don't know what the difference is. Oh, that one you can... if you go to advanced, you can actually customize the suspension dampening settings. But now, I keep mine in sport. Now, a cool thing is, so let's say you're going through a driveway, you're a little concerned about it, you can put the suspension to very high, medium, or low. A cool feature, every time I bring this back to its home location, I have to make a U-turn into a very slanted driveway. It goes up a hill. So the car already knows every time I'm at this location, it just starts raising its suspension, which is a very cool feature in my opinion, because you don't have to every time stop and have it, boost up.
Yeah.
It automatically starts doing it. So Teslas are just the most thoughtful cars you ever seen in your life. Let's talk about charging. I went from around 0% to a full charge, $22. Stop playing with me.
That's pretty cheap.
Marina Del Rey. Yeah. We out here.
How much would a Bugatti have to spend just to lose to you?
Man, Bugatti, bro, you're gonna spend $120 to fill up your tank, and then you're gonna have to spend another $3,000 because I'm gonna bet you 3 racks on that race, buddy.
Why only 3 racks?
Because I don't wanna have people trying to kill me afterward, bro. I don't want them to have to, call their wife.
Yeah, but you got the blicky.
That's true. That's true, but I just don't want to have to end them. All right, so let's just talk about the air conditioning as a whole. So first of all, AC, great, flawless. Can't complain about it as far as actually just pushing out air, right? But some cool features are, one, the biohazard defense mode. I'll keep it on only for a second because it gets a little loud. But I love this, especially when I use this car as a rental, right, for my fleet. Once a renter has been in here, it might smell a little musty or maybe they ate or something. I throw that on and I immediately feel like the air is being cleared. I mean, a lot of it is obviously peace of mind because you can't see air particles, but you know that you have at least a biohazard defense on, right? Another cool feature is the cooled seats. And the other ones we always have, the Model 3 we have heated seats. But cooled seats are pretty nice, man. The breathability back here, sometimes your back gets a little sweaty. Another thing is, if I'm heading to drop off the car for a rental, I don't want them to get in the car and they just feel this hot seat that I've been sitting in. It's a little weird, and that happens to me when I get in the car once they give it back to me. And oftentimes, I'll throw it on just so I don't want to feel their warm back up against the seat.
True.
I'm going to keep it a stack. Now,
but the seats look nice with the perforations and stuff. These seats are legit.
I started Ollie boy.
And they're soft too.
Very nice, bro. Now another thing, heated steering wheel. I love that. I really do.
But it's not a steering wheel.
Sorry, heated yoke. Heated yoke is fire. And now what is this?
I think that's for the defrost the windshield.
Yeah, but look, there's already defrost up there.
Oh, that's the wipers, bro. I think the wipers can get warm or something.
So you can heat up the windshield wipers?
Yeah, I think so.
That's wild. See, for my Model 3, that would be perfect because I have to park it outside. And I've had some mornings it was 30 degrees, which is rare for LA. 30 degrees, and my whole windshield was frozen over. Exactly. So it took a while for me to get going. If I had a heated windshield wiper, that would be crazy. So this is amazing. Aside from that, they have the keep climate mode enabled. That just means that it'll stay on after you're done. So keep climate mode. You got dog mode, which is great for me with my dog. I have him here all the time. So basically, after you leave the car, it'll keep the climate on. Yeah, he's taking a nap. Today's been a long day for him. And then you got camping mode. Camping mode, the car will stay on until battery reaches 20%. Sentry mode, security alarm, and walk-away lock will be disabled. I believe so. I believe so. So I guess this isn't super unique to it. It's better than any other car on this earth.
Yo, the seats though, like they pretty comfortable, or like how would you describe
Seats are very comfortable. I'm honestly, I think it's hard to compare the Model 3 to the Model S as far as comfort goes because they both feel very comfortable. I mean, I'd say maybe there's just more of an elegance feel to these seats because they are all very comfortable in my opinion. But these definitely are nice. I like the way they're set up. I kind of like the way it kind of pushes into your back from the outside.
Yeah.
But I just
they got
say
some
overall
good bolstering on the sides, which you need if you like taking this car on a track.
That's a fact. Now here's one thing I would change. One thing, I'll be totally honest. You know, if you can show them this, there's only heated seating in the back. That's the one Ollie's on. That's funny. There's only heated seating in the back. You can't put on the cooling. Versus front, you can go cool mode and do that. I wonder why they didn't do that.
Wait, there's no cooling in the back?
No cooling in the back.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe the technology just isn't worth it, and they're always going to cater to the person that, like, bought the car who's going to be the one driving. So no one's really making their purchasing decision based off of what the people in the back like. Like, most of the time, you find out about the back when you finally have people in your back seat, unless you have, like, kids or something. And no one's asking their kids for preferences on the car, like, hey, son, what do you think of the back seat? Is it good? No, you don't care about that. So I think that's why they didn't invest the money in adding cooling into the back. But that would be nice, but also it really doesn't matter. I've actually never had someone in my back seat, so it's really no difference to me. But yeah,
all the money went towards that yoke.
Yes, for sure. This is the yoke itself. They say it costs $100,000. The rest of the car is $45. It's just like a regular Model 3.
Bro, how you like that sunroof though? Because that thing's like different.
It's big, yeah, and it goes all the way back. It's huge, but honestly, I'll be so honest, I do not care at all. Like, I never look up. Like,
I feel like if you're near the back though, then you might look up.
Yeah, I feel like in the back. In the back is probably a vibe. For here, I never really look up. I do just like that it's tinted, so the sun never is an issue. But man, I just say overall, I really do love the interior of this car. Also, a great speaker system. You can see speakers right there, right here overhead. And then I think, yeah, there's one back here. So they do a great job, like the overall, like surround sound, essentially. It really is a quality speaker. That's one thing they've nailed. But I also think they've nailed that in all the cars. But I do think it has a little more oomph in it in this car, in this particular car. And guys, it also comes with a gun charger.
Wireless gun charger?
Wireless gun charger, yeah. It loads you up. If you're empty, you pop it open, now you got rounds in it.
Yeah, bro, if you have a Plaid, you need one of those.
After
you gap someone and they're mad?
They're gonna be mad. That's exactly what it is. They're gonna be heated, bro. So you gotta just be boom. Let them know you got it. Just at least wave it. Just kidding. Don't wave it unless you're gonna bust. You know, we don't brandish firearms here. We let them motherfuckers go. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, brandishing is if you just show a weapon.
Let them know.
That's why we don't brandish. That motherfucker's upping and roaring. Is it on? All right, you guys. It's been a great time, you know, shooting this video for you guys, just giving kind of a 6-month update, all our thoughts on the vehicle. Is it even really a vehicle though, or is it like a supercar or like Batmobile, Bluemobile, Bugatti killer? Yeah, I don't even know if this should be classified as just a car. You know, that doesn't really do it justice, man. But anyways, as you can tell, we are huge fans of the Model S Plaid. 6-month update, man. We got 8,000, maybe I think 9,000 miles on it. It's been a treat to have. It's been a pleasure. We hope we've given you guys some good information for y'all to just understand this car, basically almost like you own one. Make sure y'all show some respect. Charge Go out.